Alright y'all, let me fill you in on today's conditions. I don't know exactly where the crappie are. I've got a general idea, but you know, you can have a preconceived notion and things be different when you get out on the water. So what I do notice first is that the water temperature has dropped. It's 75 degrees. The last time I was out, it was in the mid 80s, mid to upper 80s. So that's going to have made them move for sure. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start off where I left off, basically. And I'm just going to graph using my side imaging. I'm going through this area here and I'm looking for small, you know, for some bait fish. Hopefully I'm going to find a lot of bait. There's one little ball of bait right there, and that's, so far, that's it. I see some brush. I see some brush over here on the right hand side, and there are some fish in there. Let's see, I'll zoom in on it real quick and show you what they look like. Okay, there's two pieces of brush laying right here, and you can see what looks like little pieces of rice, I guess, kind of scattered all through that brush. And more than likely, as many as it is, it's going to be crappie. I don't think it's going to be that many bass, or if it is, I need to get my bass poles out. Let's see, let's get back out of there again. I'm starting in 8 to 10, 12 foot, somewhere in there. I've got to cover a lot of water. I've got a lot of fishing to do this month, a lot of guide trips this month. I've got to cover a lot of water, and I need to find what's the best and the easiest way to catch them for me. So I'm going to be just looking at a lot of areas to see what I can find, and then when I find something that looks really interesting, I'm going to throw the live scope over and see if we can't catch a few. And we're not going to catch many at each spot. We're going to move on to the next one, and there may be some spots that I just kind of look at with the live scope just to see if they're down there. They should be moving on the bridges. Sometimes they'll start moving out of the brush when it starts getting cooler like this and just get on bare bottom. So that's another thing that I'm going to be looking for. Let's go on down the lake. Alright, I'm going to fish this little spot real fast. I see some fish down there on the live scope here all over this little brush pile. Hopefully you can see them kind of shining down there. They're all around it. I'm going to have to check them to see if it may be crappie. It could be bluegill. Could be yellow bass. But it looks like there's some crappie in there. We're going to see if they're active. First little jig I had on, I've had this on since August, I guess, or September. August, I believe. Just a little old green and chartreuse looking mylar tail on there, whitehead. I'll try that first. It's an 1/8 ounce. Got it on 6-pound line. Let's see, it should be right out there. That jig hit the water and those fish scattered. See a largemouth or a catfish down in there with them. Today I've got bluebird sky. We had a front blow through. It was 54 degrees this morning. We've got a northeast wind, which is never really good. Finally had a bite and I didn't get him, or he didn't get me. That one got me right there. Yeah, it's a little keeper black crappie. That's what we got, is a bunch of blacks down there, I guess. Good start though. Heck, I ain't fished 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Looks like I got a largemouth's attention when I caught that one. See if I get another bite out of there, we'll just move on somewhere else. And I may be able to come back here on another day with some minnows or something and catch more out of it, or change my jig color. I always like to stay off of these fish initially, especially this here. You see that the water is only 16.1 feet. I like to stay off of it and cast toward it because it's a little shallow. You know, you get up there and you constantly having to hit the trolling motor, especially in this type of boat. It's a aluminum boat. the front end's light on it, it tends to blow around a lot more than a fiberglass boat does, and you'll have to continually stay on the trolling motor. And unless they're really aggressive, they don't want you. Uh-oh, there's another one out of there. Little bluegill, I think. Yeah. That'd be a good flathead bait right there. Okay, well, I gave this one a few minutes. I'm gonna go on somewhere else. All right, guys, so let me tell you my thought process here. I've been to 3 spots and graphed around, and I stopped on the one, and I caught a crappie and a bluegill. And where I caught the fish was in 16 foot of water, so my mind starts turning, and I say, okay, well, where's more spots just like that in 16 to 17 foot of water? And so I take off and I make a big loop down around the lake. And while I'm driving, I'm noticing a boat here and a boat there, and they're kind of all fishing the same type of stuff that I found those fish on. And so I don't want to get caught up behind somebody else's rotation. And here it is, this is Tuesday. So if there's people out on Tuesday and they're fishing this particular type of cover, they're plucking them off, and I don't want to mess with that. So to me, I need to find something else. So now what I'm doing is I've moved up the lake a little bit, and I'm going to idle down this bridge right here. As you can see the bridge, I'm going to idle down it and use my side imaging to see if I can see any fish on the bridge. The bridge is one area that I will fish if there's other people fishing it, because large schools of fish can get under the bridge, and it's not as effective as if you're fishing isolated brush piles. You know, the isolated brush pile thing, you know, you catch 6, 8, 10 out of a brush pile or something like that, well, heck, it's done for a few days. You get in that bad rotation where you're behind somebody, or you're behind 4 or 5 boats, man, it can make tough days for you. So I'm gonna look at this, and then we're gonna move on to something else if we can't find them here. Okay. Adjust my depth here so that I'm just within a foot or so. Maybe it'll make my images a little bigger. And I'm just going to scan down through this shallower wood here and see if I can't find some. I may get a longer pole out. Yeah, I see something hanging close to the bottom right here. Ease it down by that stump and see if we can get a bite. Oh, there's one right there. Look at there. Yeah, oh, we got loose. Yeah, this would be a whole lot better if I can find a mess of fish like this than having to go and rotate those other spots with all those other boats. Before I got live scope, I would just ease around and drop a jig down by the stumps and just, you know, go from stump to stump to stump. Now, with this technology, you can see if there's fish down by the stump you're going to put your bait at, which makes it a whole lot easier. But if you can't get you one, or if you don't feel like it's feasible to have a live scope or any kind of forward-facing sonar, I just advise just, well, there's one right there. I just advise just going from stump to stump, you know, just ease along, and every now and then you'll find a stump that's got way more on it than just one. And these fish in this shallower water are relating close to the bottom. Oh, there's one right there. Look at that. Yes, sir. They're relating close to the bottom, so I really don't see them a whole lot on the live scope. I do hear occasionally, golly, that son of a gun messed and dirtied my britches, boy. Golly. He's filling up on shad, and dang, got me filthy. Oh, gone it. These fish are just holding tight to the bottom. I can kind of see some every now and then, but the majority of them are tight to the bottom, and they're just, you know, they're ambushing shad when they come by these stumps. I'm not on a creek or anything here. I'm just on a tree line. There may be more you get around the creek channel itself. I'll check that out here in a little bit and see. I'm always trying to look for places where there's not going to be a whole lot of other people fishing. And maybe even if there's not as many, we can pick off more of them just because there's not as many people fishing for them either. So there's another one. I'm telling you what, they are loaded in here, buddy. They are loaded up right down through here, and they're all white ones too so far. Not a bad fish. We'll take it, especially when we get the customers in the boat. They'll eat them. One thing I've noticed is that they're not really chasing the bait today. It may have to do with the cold front that's came in. There's another one. Man, I tell you what though, there's some good ones in here. Oh, and they are full of bait. They are dirtying my boat up, dirtying me up. Every time I catch one, they sling mess everywhere. Good keeper fish. No giant ones, but they're good solid keepers, and that's what we're after. Oh, before I was rudely interrupted by that fish there, not giving the bait a whole lot of movement, just barely hanging it down there off the bottom. I'm going to say probably within 6 inches of the bottom. Just kind of holding it as still as I can. Letting the boat kind of do the movement. And they're not really chasing it. They just seem like they just want me kind of holding it. If I cast it out, which I like to do, I'm not getting as many bites in this shallower water. I tried that at the beginning, and I wasn't getting any bites, so I just started just holding the bait still, just right up off the bottom. I'm bumping my way up with the trolling motor, and that seems to be what's making them bite. Sometimes when these cold fronts come through like this, that's definitely a better technique, is just to let it sit there and let it soak. Don't give it a whole lot of movement. I'm not seeing any of these fish bite the bait off using the live scope. They're just, get it, like that. Golly, what, that got me around a bush. He's pinned on a tree. He's pinned on the tree. Uh-oh. Golly. Come on off of there. I'm going to have to kind of see what happens here. He got down in a dang fork of the wood there. He's still on there. Now I see him on the live scope because he's tangling around that tree limb. He's still pinned up. I hope I can get him free. I don't want him to be pinned up on that tree from now on. Oh no, he's got so tied up I can't get him. Doggone it. And he's still on there too. Oh man, dang. I'm going to try me another bait here. Let me see, I got me a little pink head and an 1/8 ounce head there. And a little blue and white tail jig. Oh shoot, I didn't get it on there very straight. I just do a little old small easy loop knot when I put these on here. Nothing fancy. I just double the line, wrap around like I'm gonna tie my shoe or something. Go through 1 time. Go through 2 times. And that's it. Cinch her up. Cut the tag end off. Now then, let's see if they like this one. Alright y'all, I moved to another place. Same scenario, it's the same type depth. It's actually an old road. And I'm just going to go down the edge of the road just a little bit down through here. See if I can get some bites. The wind has picked up a lot out of the northeast, and the fish that are right here in this particular spot aren't acting like they want to bite too well. So I may be fixing to make another move. It's getting up in the day. I think I may go try the bridge here again here in a minute. There's something, boy, I don't know what that was. Could be bluegills or something down there. Something hit it though. But I'm gonna try it just here just a little bit. They're not just everywhere from what I'm seeing. Maybe I'm not in the right areas yet. And I may not be in the right depth yet. They could be a bunch of them suspending out of over 30-35 feet or something like that. I'll just have to keep looking and see. I would prefer to catch them in this shallower water if I can, because they're usually a lot more aggressive and a lot more easier to catch for me. So I'm going to keep looking just for a little bit. Kind of getting some heavier clouds now. Also, when this wind coming. You know, I didn't miss many when I had the pink and chartreuse on. I'm not sure if the wind picking up has changed the bite or the color. Alright, I'm going to check the bridge again. Sunshine is up good, and there could be some pushed up underneath here, so we're going to idle down it. And there's a few fish right there of some sort in between them pillars. Yeah, we may have to throw the live scope down here on a few of these and see if we can catch us some. Look at all of it real quick and try to determine where the best area is. Well, y'all, I idle down the length of the bridge, and it looks like they're kind of some scattered all up and down it. So I'm just going to start right here on this set of pilings, and I'm going to move my way down here, fish a few of them, and see what I can come up with. They're ranging anywhere from 14, 16, 17 feet suspended on the side of these pillars. That darn wind is shifting and blowing all around. It's got me kind of messed up, but I'm going to have to get on the other side of it, I guess. Wind's basically switched out of the east now. Yeah, it can make it tough. There's one. Hit it on the way down. I just had to get repositioned there so that I could throw at a different angle. He's not very big, but it's a start. That wind is, like I said, it shifted out of the east, and it's making it a little more difficult. I may have to switch my transducer if it changes anymore. I think I'll be able to fish it like this though. That fish was hanging right up off the bottom down there. Oh, I had a bump, but I wasn't paying attention. I was readjusting myself. There he goes right there. Let's get him over here. Another little guy. I just cast that thing out there and let it basically pendulum down through the fish, and there's one boy every cast in there right there. I guess that's a little honey hole. They're all about the same size though. Hey, he got it down in there good. Have to use these forceps to get it out. If you hadn't seen these, boy, they're handy. I mean, they just feel so good in your hand. I got a link for them down in the description if you're interested in one too. There we go. Just cast up there. Let it fall. Watch your line when it's going down. Sometimes it'll jump. You'll never feel the bite. It hit the bottom, so now I'm just going to hop it a couple times. Oh, one hit it, and I missed him. Sorry for the wind blowing. That's what's going to happen if you fish in Texas, I guess. I'm just gonna catch a few, move on somewhere else. I'm just checking spots, you know, just to see how many I can get, how many spots I can get, so that I can have, you know, a rotation to fish. There's one. They're all the same size in this hole here. There he is. That may be a better one there. Yes, sir. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, look here. Yeah, we got a good one now. She got it down in there too. I'll take that one. I like them good keepers. Alright, I'm gonna go somewhere else. See if we can't find some more. Alright, I changed areas. Now I'm going to try some more shallow water again, some more shallow timber. I've established that I can catch them off a few brush piles, some shallow 8 to 12 foot timber, and catch them off the bridge. So now I'm just going to look for more timber, because this will be something that I can actually fish by myself. If I find some groups of fish, which I think I have, already found a couple, I'll be able to have those to myself and not have to share them with someone else. I'm going to try this other color down there, because that blue and white's just not getting them. See if we can get this green one out there on them. There's one. Looky there. Nice black one right there. Come here, you. Yeah. Nice keeper black crappie there. He hit it and man, knocked the fire out of it when he got it. Nice fish right there, buddy. Nice one. Get back in there. Find a couple more spots like this. There's a bunch of them down in there. It's just hard to trick them. I may have to put some minnows in there on them here in another day or so. Or a different color. I'll GPS all these little spots like this when I find them, because there'll be particular trees that they'll hang around more so than the others, and I'll mark every one of them. Makes it a whole lot easier just to go from tree to tree like that when you've got them marked and you know exactly which ones they're going to be on, or you got an idea where they're going to be. There's another one. Alright. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to ease up and keep going. See if I can't find a couple more spots. You never can have enough places. Golly, bum, one knocked the fire out of it right there. There he come. Look at this one. There we go. That's the kind we came for right there. Come here, you girl. Yes, sir. That's the kind we came for. Nice crappie right there. Let's get her back. There you go. Got that one. Another good black one. I bet I can keep her black one maybe. Definitely going to be fishing a little shallower, I think. That's probably what I'm going to do primarily.